Good evening and welcome. Let's focus on the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in Europe. Firstly, Italy. Italy has recorded its worst daily death toll with 368 deaths in just the last 24 hours. The death toll in the worst affected country outside China now stands at a whopping 1,809. Italy now has a total of 24,747 infected cases. The worst hit region in Italy is the northern Lombardy region, home to the country's business and fashion hub, Milan. Lombardy has recorded 1,218 of the total deaths in the country. The region of 10 million people also has more than 13,272 reported cases. An edition of Lombardy's newspaper showed the impact of coronavirus in the region. The number of obituary pages jumped from 2 to almost 10 in just a week. Meanwhile, leaders have warned that the country could soon face a shortage of beds and artificial respirators. Italy's healthcare system is already reeling under the sudden influx of patients, with essential supplies running out. Milan managed to avert a growing shortage by securing shipments of surgical masks from China. The European Commission also announced the delivery of 1 million masks from Germany. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has said that his government is paying maximum attention to the situation in the north. The government is all set to unveil a new crisis plan that includes family relief measures such as parental leave pay and help for the self-employed. The country continues to reel under a complete lockdown as the number of cases continues to rise. Streets across Italy resembled ghost towns after the government imposed an unprecedented series of controls, banning all public gatherings. Italians showed their resilience by coming together from their balconies to be part of a Light Up Italy flash mob. Quarantined Italians took to their windows and balconies across the country to wave lights and cheer. Rome residents also lit candles at their windows to beat the social isolation. Meanwhile, Pope Francis left Vatican City to pray in Rome Cathedral for the coronavirus victims. The Vatican also took the drastic step of cancelling Easter week celebrations that were set to begin on the 5th of April. Easter services will be held without the public for the very first time. The Pope prayed at the St. Marcello Church, which has a crucifix from the times of the Great Plague. A Vatican statement said that he prayed for an end to the pandemic and also for the sick, their families, and health providers amid a national lockdown. Now, WION's correspondent Lucy Hugh joins us live from Brussels. Good evening to Lucy. Italy has recorded its worst daily death toll with 368 deaths in just 24 hours. Is Italy doing enough?
Well, it hopes it's doing enough, and certainly the message a couple of weeks ago when it put in place these drastic measures that have been introduced at a staggered rate, that they would lead to a reduction of the death rate, of the rate of infection. But of course, we're seeing that continue to climb. We're nearly at 25,000 cases in Italy alone, and as you say, that record one-day jump in the death toll of 368 in just 24 hours. The number of cases increased by 3,500 in a single day. So whilst these drastic measures are still in place, you know, we're seeing those extraordinary images from Italy, the entire nation under quarantine. We're still not seeing that rate of outbreak change. But of course, Italy has also committed 25 billion euros to tackle this. It has introduced a raft of measures that it hopes over time will begin to pay off. We are expecting similar measures to be introduced elsewhere in the bloc as the outbreak continues elsewhere in Europe. Spain is now in a state of emergency with, again, all but essential businesses now closed. So that's things like supermarkets, but also doctors' surgeries. But really, you know, the streets are on lockdown there as well. And we are expecting similar measures to be taken in France, which has also seen a big jump over the weekend. But certainly the numbers keep mounting here in the European continent.
Lucy, all of Italy is under lockdown. What exactly does this mean for the people living there?
Well, it's, you know, we are hearing, of course, as you were just saying just now, about these the sense of isolation, people really limited in their daily lives. So looking for ways to seek solidarity with each other, with things like in Rome, everyone holding a candle up to their windows. We're also seeing images of musicians playing on their balconies and just trying to connect with one another. Clearly, a lot of people spending a lot of time online, children learning via online portals because all the schools are cancelled, people working remotely from home as well. But the impact on people cannot be understated. This is a huge change and unprecedented in terms of what it means for people's daily lives. Similarly, in Spain, we are hearing people walking the streets, being stopped by police, asking why they are out and about and asking people to keep a safe distance from each other. We're saying that here in Brussels, we also have bars, cafes and restaurants closed here, long queues outside businesses with people, again, only 3 people allowed into a shop or a cafe at any given time if they are indeed serving. So it is having a huge impact on people here in Europe. We are living under these circumstances for 2 to 3 more weeks, but it is a long time in business terms, and the economic impact of this is going to be great. Economists now warning that we are likely now to be in a deep recession in the Eurozone.
Lucy, thank you for that report. Lucy Hu, WION's correspondent, coming to us for the latest on COVID-19 in Europe.